Hello and namaste. So I thought it'd be fun to put together a snow sport conditioning video doing great yoga poses and some strengthening sequencing to help us prepare for the slopes. Or maybe you are a snowshoer, whatever it is that you do in the snow, it requires a lot of leg effort. So we need strong legs. We need really good mobility and also flexibility in our lower body as well. So today's practice is all about that. Let's start on our hands and knees then in a tabletop position. And just starting to move and warm up the spine here. So let's begin with the cat pose. We push the mat away, rounding into the back, puff up the upper back. Then move into your cow pose. So we lift the chest, belly melts. Okay. Let's start to tune into the breath then with the movement. So exhale deeply with a cat as you round into the back. We breathe in and out through the nose. So inhale, lift the chest. Breathe into the belly. Exhale, round into your back. Breathing out through the nose. Inhale, lifting the chest. Arching the back. One more round of cat and cow. So cat. And then inhale, we'll lift for cow. Okay, bring yourself back to a neutral spine in your tabletop and let's start to warm up the core and engage the belly. So draw the lower belly in, rib cage is drawn in as well. Reach the right arm forward and lift the left leg and back. Okay, point the left toes downwards. I'm really focusing on lifting from my hamstring and breathing here for another 3. Another nice big inhale here. And then begin to bring your elbow towards your knee and round it together as you crunch and then extend. Exhale and extend. Exhaling, crunching, extend. 2 more. And last one here. And extend. Great. Then we'll switch sides. So lift the left arm forward, right leg lifts and back. Lift from the hamstring and just isolate for 3 more rounds of breath. Just again, you can hear the breathing as you inhale, exhale. You can even do a ujjayi breath, which is a filtered breath in the back of the throat. And then begin to crunch, elbow to knee, extend. I'm doing this really slow and controlled, rather than just kind of whipping through some of these movements. The more controlled and slow, the more activation of muscle you'll get. And then release. You can bring it down. Let's go ahead, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back for our first downward facing dog. Move around your dog here, pedal the heels. Just kind of getting into some stretching in the calves and the hamstring. Start to settle into your down dog. Bend your knees a bit more. Lift the hips up and back. Stretch really long from your pinky in your hand all through the sides of the torso. And then slowly melt your heels down and then slightly straighten the legs just a bit more. Okay. Now walk your hands back to your feet. Bend your knees as if you want to lay your belly on top of your thighs. Grab hold of the opposite elbows here and just sway back and forth. Okay, and right from here, if you can just remain this nice deep flexion of the hips as you fold in, slowly lift the sit bones up behind you. It might be just a tiny bit, but straightening more into the legs. And then release. Walk forward into a plank pose. Okay. We'll hold plank here for 10 breaths. or 10 counts. I say breaths because actually is longer. My inhale, exhale can be quite lengthy, so you'll be holding it a little bit longer than 10 counts. Okay, so another 6 or so. Push the mat away, really lift the belly in. My legs are really strong behind me, so another 2 breaths. Slowly lower all the way onto your mat. Tops of the feet will point here, and bring your hands a little bit wider than shoulders and up in front of you. Elbows will go up towards the ceiling. Inhale, roll up the chest. Okay, open the chest by rolling the shoulder heads back slightly. And exhale, release down. Okay. Walk the fingertips back a couple of inches. And again, roll up. Gets you a little bit higher. Be mindful of your back. If you're not a back bender, just stay nice and low. Okay, place your hands next to the chest, flat on the mat. And inhale, hug the elbows into the midline as you lift, and then draw the shoulder heads back to open the chest. Exhale, lower down. Okay, curl the toes here, push up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Bend your knees as much as you need. And root into feet. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Hands come through heart center. Okay, this is where we'll begin to start to warm up the thighs, get the quads, kind of that fire going in the quads. So begin in a chair pose. So we bring our feet and knees together, sink into the hips, and reach the arms upwards and in front of you. Chest is lifted. Then let your tailbone just float downward. So I don't have a big arch in my lower back. I want to avoid that. I have just a long line from tailbone to the crown of my head. Begin to flow with the arms. So arms reach back. Inhale. Flowing back. And up, stay nice and low. Maybe put the weight more toward the heels. Reach up. And back. And up. Last one here. Inhale, rise to stand. Hands come through heart center. Okay, separate the feet so they're hips distance apart. And we'll do some air squats now. So point here is to really make sure your knees are tracking over your toes. They're not bowing inwards. So go ahead and squat in. You can notice the knees if you want. And then come up a little bit, squat. And really do what you want with your arms. We'll do about 20 total. So we got about 5 done already. Come nice and low, squat low. So about 5 more. And 1, rise on up to stand. Okay. So shake it out as you need to here. This next one will be a engagement in a plane. While we lift our leg up, we'll head towards warrior 3. Stand on your right leg and either hands on the hips or right here at heart center, but take the left foot back behind you to step it to the ball of the foot. From the crown of my head all the way to my heel is engaged. As I tip forwards, this is really great single leg balance, mobility, come back on up. So I'm like in a plane as I come forward in a pendulum or seesaw, almost like movement. And then come on down. We'll do that 2 more times. Come forwards. And if you're wobbly and falling out, that's a good thing. That means you're really working. Also, is a lot of ankle stability to do this. Okay, let's switch sides. So standing on your left leg, Bring the ball of the foot behind you to prepare, engage everything, crown of the head to the heel, and then start to slowly tip forwards. Coming back on up. Maybe you're touching the ground with your right foot when you come back, or maybe not. A little harder to not touch at all. Challenge yourself. See what you can do. If you fall out, we get right back and do it again. It's kind of like falling on the ski hill. You get right back up, do it again. Okay, and then come forwards, and then go ahead. You can bring both feet back together and shake it out just a little bit. Okay, so this next sequence, again, it's mobility, strengthening for the legs. We'll stand with our feet separated just slightly, but do a little bit of a squat. My hands will come back here to heart center, only moving my right leg. Step back into a lunge. So right leg stepped back. I'm staying nice and low in my left thigh and lunge. Step forward back to that little seat and back again right. Step up. This is 3, 4. And again, my left knee is solidly moving, staying forward. And then come back, okay? Stand up just for a second. And we're gonna stay with standing on that left leg. Lift the right knee forwards. We'll start to tip forward back to that warrior 3. Now step the right foot way back, crescent lunge. Reach the arms upwards. Now opening up the front right hip flexor. Bring the hands to heart center and lift the right knee up and forwards. Move towards warrior 3. Step back, crescent lunge. Reach the arms up. One more of those. Step forward, lift knee. And then reach that leg back behind you. And then step back, crescent lunge. Take hold of your right wrist and side bend over to the left. Okay. Come on up. Lower your hands down. Lower onto your right knee and start to stretch into runner stretch. Left leg is long. Draw the left hip back in towards the midline of your mat. Fold in just a little bit to soften into pose. Come back forward, low lunge. So here you can either use a block underneath your right hand or just hand on the mat, but twist to the left. Okay, open the chest a bit more. Take your left hand back behind you, a couple of inches, and then release. Okay, so this next one, we'll reach the left hand back to try to grab hold of the right foot. If you want to use a strap, you can take the strap around the top of the right foot, but we will try to get hold of that right foot. If you can't get the foot, no big deal. Just take this twist, reach the left arm back like that. Sink into the hips. Okay, and release. Lift up the back knee, step the feet together to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise to stand, hands reach. Exhale, hands, heart center. Okay, so this time we will stand on the right leg, or well, squat first, but we'll be staying put with the right leg. And step back into that crescent lunge. Stay as low as you'd like to challenge yourself. Step forward back to that little seat. Come back, left leg lunges. Step up, left leg steps back. That's 3, 4, and 5. Feel the left leg burning. Step forward, stand up, shake it out, and then now lift the left knee in front of you. So this really requires that single leg stability. As we move in, as we lift the left leg behind you towards warrior 3, step back, crescent lunge, reach the arms up. Come forward, lift the knee. Okay, just bring those hips in towards the midline. Come through to warrior three. Step back, crescent. Arms reach up. Last one here, lift the knee up forwards. Warrior three. And if you're really wobbly in this is a hard pose to transition like that. And then reach the arms upwards. Side bend, then over to your right. So take hold of the left wrist and lean over to the right. Okay, come on, upright. Release the hands down and lower onto your left knee. Taking just that simple twist. Right arm reaches, turning to the right. And then open the chest, lean back even more. Okay, and then this next one, reach back to the left foot. I'm still turning to the right, so same hand. Right hand reaches to the left foot. Or just simply continue to twist like we were doing. Okay, nice quad stretch here. Okay, and then release. And I will do that runner stretch because I forgot. So runner stretch, straighten that right leg, fold in a little bit. Come forward, lift up the back knee, step it back to downward facing dog. Okay, reach the right leg up and back. Step your right foot up between the hands. Lower onto the left knee and just simply reach the arms up and forward. Keep the back left foot, the toes curled under, okay? So reach the arms back in airplane arms, lean forward, lift that back knee. So we're in a projected lunge, hug the right hip in and rise on up, crescent lunge. Okay. Warrior two, so heel toe your feet, or your front foot particularly. So we have a heel to arch alignment in the feet, and we're in warrior two, okay? Reverse the warrior, right arm up and back. Okay, come as low into that lunge as you like, and then come back up, warrior two. Wheel yourself to a low lunge, plant your left hand. Side planking now to the right. So step the right foot back on top of the left. Right arm reaches up. You can modify by coming down onto your left knee. Keep the hips lifting for another 2 breaths. Plank pose. Both hands down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts and back. Step your left foot up between the hands. My ankle is right below my knee. Okay, lower onto your right knee. Reach the arms up. This is knee lunge or Anjaneyasana. Okay, curl the back right toes under. Get ready to lean forward and lift the back knee up. So we lift up that back knee. Make that right leg strong. Okay, it's straightened and strong. And then inhale, rise to crescent. Open up, warrior two. Heel to the left foot over just a bit. Kind of like you're stepping on a single ski. We have a long ski standing on. Okay. Reverse the warrior. Left arm up and back. Sink in a little bit deeper into lunge. And then rise back up. Wheel the hands down. Plant your right hand, and now we turn to the left for side plank. Left arm is reaching. Hips are lifted. 3. And release. Good. Lower yourself down to your mat, chaturanga. Okay, lift for cobra. Tops of the feet are rooted. Shoulders are drawing back to open. Lower yourself all the way to the mat. Then Okay, arms can reach along the side of the body here, or interlace the hands behind. And on the inhale, lift the legs, lift the chest. Okay, and my legs are very activated. And I'm opening my chest. And breathe here for another 2. And release. Okay. So rise now up. You can pivot onto your seats. Grab your strap and come onto your backs. So we're on our back. Feet are on your mat. And we'll begin with extended leg extensions with the right leg. Place the strap or belt, whatever you have, on the ball of the right foot, and they'll start to extend. Okay, don't try to get into this too deep, too fast. We want to just really have this slow, patient way about us. So the muscles really have a muscle memory of lengthening, and they can get into much deeper flexibility. When we move slower, it might be too much for us to get there too fast. Okay, and then maybe you lengthen the left leg, ground that left leg on your mat. Okay, you could slowly add a little bit more of a pull, or maybe you're just simply trying to straighten the leg more. Take the strap into the right hand, place the left hand on the left hip, and then open up the leg to the right. Again, same pressure, adductors are stretching here. Relax the upper body. And just come back to the nice, easy breath as we go into these last stretches. So cross the leg over to about 30 degrees over. And then a little gentle push into the strap. This is a little more challenging of a stretch, at least it is for me. And then come back on up. Release that foot. Let's switch feet. And then extend the leg up. And again, ease into this. Use patience and breath. Open, or actually stretch that right leg long first. Ground that right leg. Now take the left leg off to the side. Ground the right hip with the right hand. So maintain the stability in the core so we're not falling over to the left. Then come on up with the leg. Cross the leg over 30 degrees. There is a sweet spot. If you go too far, and almost, it's like, ooh, ow. So you find that sweet spot where you're feeling it, but not too much. Okay, and then come back on up with the feet. You can remove the strap, place it off to the side. Okay, and just some hip openers here. So cross your right ankle over your left. Open the knee off to the right, and then lift up the left leg. So either the hands can reach behind the thigh or in front of the shin. Just depends on the hip and how willing it is to open for you. So just take as many breaths. If you like to stay and hold longer in any of these poses, please do. This is a great one to do on your back. You can often do pigeon on laying forward, but if you're doing this post-ski, your knees might feel a little tweaky, so I really recommend being on your back. And then release down, uncross. Let's take this to the opposite side. So cross your left ankle over the right knee, and then can lift to your capability or where you'd like to stretch into. And again, there's a right side, left side difference with every one of us. We always have stronger legs, maybe more mobility in one leg or hip. It's just something to be aware of. Might favor a certain side when you're turning and skiing or snowboarding. And then release. Good. So take your feet a little bit greater than hips distance apart and reach the arms out to the sides. Take your knees and let them fall over to the right side. Okay, if you'd like to take this one step further, take the outside edge of the right foot, place it on top of the left knee. And just continue to relax the shoulders back and breathe nice and deep. Inhaling, exhaling through the nose. Okay, release that side, and then knees will fall over to the left side. Maybe the outside edge of the left foot goes on top of the right knee. Uncross here and tuck your knees into your chest, and you can rock side to side. Just massage the lower back out a bit. You can come on up to seated. Cross your legs. And as we complete this practice, just take a moment to just check in with yourself and how you may have shifted energetically, how you feel in your body. And this is so good for us. Any cross-training, conditioning really will help us be stronger in any sport that we do. And thank you so much. Hope to see you on the slope soon. Namaste.